Hey guys, welcome back. Garage of Constant Sorrow. Let's see. A couple days ago, I was driving home in my 15 Charger 5.7. So I was gonna look up to see what my oil life was on the oil life monitor and the screen and readout on the dash. So I'm flipping through the menu, and one of them's oil temperature, oil pressure, and then the oil life. So I flip and I see the oil pressure 99 psi. I'm like, what the? Because I know for a fact that my car runs at 50 to 55, somewhere in that area. So I was like, that's weird. No lights on the dash, no nothing, and it's pegged out at 99. So skip forward about 12 hours. I'm going up to the gym and hop in the car, go down the road, bing, check engine lights. Guess what? Oh, let me show you what it is here. Alright, so I got her all plugged in. I swear, I keep pushing that on-off button instead of the flip the... Stupid. Alright, so we got a P0520, of course, engine oil pressure sensor / switch A circuit. But then we also have this 524, engine oil pressure too low, which I don't understand how it thinks pressure is too low when it's pegged out at 100 psi. I would show you, but I have stuff off the engine and I don't want to start it up, but just have to take my word for it. Let's see, so that's that. This is a basic 3-wire oil pressure sensor, and it's not the best location. Let's see if we can see. Alright, so we got the alternator right there. It's one of the mounting bolts right there, and it is underneath and behind that bolt. So basically, let's see if we can see. Yep, right there. And there we go. That connector is where it's at. So they suggest you remove the alternator. Like I said, it's basic 3-wire. And on the scan tool, it shows that it was like 4.97, so a 5-volt reference. And then it showed the pressure at 90. Well, it was reading different. That was a weird thing. The dash gauge showed 99. And here, let's check it out. Let's play with some toys. Let's go back. Oh, but you know what? I can't start it. Oh, shoot. I thought I was flipped. Okay. This is my King Bowling K10. Chrysler. Well, it's got a bad glare on this when you try and video it. It's not that bad in real life. I guess it is, but anyway. Yeah. Yeah, okay, thank you. Smart scan. Alright. PCM 3. It was 2 yesterday. Oh, because I unplugged the air temp sensor. Which is interesting that it would pick that up without even being started. Okay, there we go. Yep, intake air temperature sensor. I just unplugged it like 2 seconds ago. Enter. Okay, data stream. Can you guys see that? Yeah. What do we want? Oil pressure. Is it under engine oil or just oil? I think it's just oil. Oil pressure, yeah, oil pressure. Sensor voltage. Okay. Oh, this has got it at 103.2, which is weird. And then the, it was 4.59 was the sensor voltage. So, like I said, 3-wire power, ground, and signal. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Forgot I did the old, latch the door trick so it would stop dinging. And so I tried to close the door and it didn't work. Anyway, let me get this alternator off. I would very much like to test it. Matter of fact, I got me a oscilloscope. Oh, that's backwards though. I'll show you that later. So, hang on. All right. Crazy. Try and get my mind together. I'll be back. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and yank this alternator out the way. So basically we got 3 bolts, 1 on top here and then 2 down below underneath, going like that. I disconnected the battery so I don't short anything out like a dummy. Basically we're just gonna take those bolts out and just slide it back out of the way so we have access right there. So I'm not gonna unplug or unbolt the cables or anything. All right, let me put you in this holder here. In case I need you, I know where to find you. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna leave it on like this. Maybe? All right, we'll see. We can edit it. All right, what we got here? Maybe 14 probably. Nope. 15 it is. Come on. You know what? I'm not going to show you all this boring stuff. But I don't have nothing to say right now, so I'm going to shut you down. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you what I found underneath. I went underneath to get to the 2 bottom bolts on that alternator. So I took off the splash shield here. Got to the 2 bolts. Let me see here. This is going to be a little difficult. What am I looking at? God. Okay, there's one. There they are, the 2. 2 bolts, one here, one here. So I knew this was going to be a problem. You know, they're not going to come out because they're going to hit the side of the frame rail or whatever that is. But what I didn't expect was this one has, I don't know if you can see that, a bracket, or a brace, excuse me, that goes from here back this way. Where'd it go? Anyway, it goes back to the side of the engine or the somewhere. Anyway, so now I gotta take that off. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of that, and anytime you're trying to take something apart that you're not familiar with, you know, keep an eye on everything that's connected to it and whatnot. So I'll be back. All right, here's what we got. Got the alternator dropped down and rotated to face down, so it sits on that little cross member or something down there, but we want to make sure we don't put a lot of tension on here. So this is plenty loose. Now, like I said, I didn't disconnect anything, but I'm going to hook the battery back up so I can check. I just want to check power and ground, at least do some kind of testing. I really hate to just swap out a part. You know, I'm trying to educate myself on proper diagnosis, and I know how to check this thing. I'm fairly certain anyway. 3-wire sensor, you know, power, ground, signal. But the location of it makes it difficult to run the engine to check the signal while it's installed in the vehicle. So I'm just gonna skip that step. So power and ground, and another thing is, as I was doing my research, I found that a lot of these 5.7 Hemis, even some of the V6s and the bigger Hemis, have an issue with these oil pressure sensors. So, I mean, that being said, you know, there's a really good chance it's just the sensor itself is went bad. Even though this one lasted a long time. You know, I can't complain. The car's got 24,000 miles on it. So, but it sounds good, runs good, and I'm pretty sure it's not running 99 psi of oil pressure. You ever have one of those times you kind of felt like an idiot? This is one of those times. All right, let me show you what we got here. So this connector was plugged into the sensor face down like this. I couldn't see this side of it from any angle. I couldn't, not the bottom, up here, whatever. So I know somebody said, one of the guys on YouTube, to push this tab right here, and there was not a lock. Hey honey, morning, or afternoon. They said there wasn't a lock on it. Push it, so I believed him. Anyway, prying, pushing, pulling, breaking, cracked this piece off here. So I finally get a pick and hook the bottom of this thing. Well, the whole thing turns in the sensor. So I'm like, well, heck, I can just rotate this thing. The sensor itself had some goop on it. Where is it? Yeah, down there. I don't know if they're supposed to do that, but this one did. So I finally got it rotated around. Well, guess what? There's a lock on the damn thing. Where'd it go? Right, this in the side of this slot. Oh, hang on. That slot right there goes this piece. Slides out from the side. Not one of those, let's see, not like that. Not one of those that you pull up this way. This thing just slides out the side. Nobody told me it was there. I couldn't see it. There may or may not have been a lot of cussing. I'm not going to say. Anyway, there we have it. It's off. It is quite clean. So let me plug in the battery, and I just want to test the power and ground real quick. Alright, we got the oil pressure sensor socket that I already had. Now it's a little shallow, but it will. Let me see that. Yeah, there we go. It will catch on it, but of course we have a little bit of the sensor sticking out. But the funny thing is, so I put the extension on to get for the ratchet, and put it on there, and it wouldn't go on. It sticks out too far inside here. So what I had to do is just barely put this on here, like right up into the retaining ball. So just barely, and it started to turn. So I wanted to show you guys that first. And then also I put down it's not pig mat, it's from O'Reilly's. It's their brand of pig mat. But just in case any oil drips out of there, we'll catch it. Okay, got back from O'Reilly, and where'd it go? There it is. So I went with the Dorman. They had 3 different ones, oddly enough, in stock. One was what's their brand? Master Pro. The other was, I think, Precision, which are about on par with each other. But then I went with the Dorman. So there it is. Voila. Oh, look, it's got a QR code on it. That's funny. Wonder what that'll take you to. Anyway, there's the... Oh, hang on. I want to know how these guys... Well, they may have different cameras. Because on mine, everything's flipped if I have it facing on my backward-facing camera. So if I flip you around, everything's readable. Part number. Voila. It's got the goop on the thread, so I don't have to worry about that. Now what I'm going to do is when I'm turning it, I need to look up a torque, actually, because I usually put these in to where, you snug them up and you feel like that's good enough. But I want to do it right, so I'm going to see if there is a torque specification on it. But also I want to put this facing up this time, or possibly tilted a little this way, because this bracket sticks out over the top of it. So let me look that up and I'll be back. Alright, installed. It's actually behind this harness right there. Okay. There we go. So I got it, I started off, I found torque specs of, I found quite a few. 11 to 15. I found one that said 22. Another one said something else. So basically I started at 11. That still felt a little bit loose, so I put it to 13. That felt pretty good, and it was pointed, it made the release tab in the right location on the top. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Pray for the best. So now we just gotta reinstall the alternator and the belt. We'll give it a test. Alright, so we got alternator reinstalled, belt reinstalled, which I had to look up the routing diagram because I forgot how it came off. Went ahead and put this back on because it's gonna, well, it already set a code for it, but I'm gonna plug that back in so we have intake air temp. And we're gonna see what happens. I already plugged in. Oh yeah, we got a whole bunch of stuff from disconnecting battery. All right, so we're gonna get into some live stream. We're gonna look at oil pressure, data stream. LM, oil pressure, oil sensor voltage. Okay. Graph. All right, pressure 0, good. Voltage 0.51. So we're going to Alright. 61.2 PSI, 2.8 something volts. Alright, it looks like victory. Shut it off because it's kind of loud. Let's go back here. We're going to clear all DTCs because we made a mess of this. Engine, oh wait, sorry, I forgot. On position, okay. I tell you what, this was the greatest purchase I made all year. And I got it on sale. Yeah, it was like 25% off. So like $800, which was normally $12. Not too shabby. Okay, and if you're curious, that is a airbag code because of, where is it? This thing, the Z Automotive Taser, which gives me some SRT functions in here and in the dash. It gives me a, what do you call that, line lock. Just using steering wheel controls. You push a couple buttons, pump the brakes a couple times, and it holds pressure on the front brakes. Freaking awesome. Anyway, I think that's going to be about it. I'm sure I forgot to mention something along the way. If I did, leave me a comment, ask anything you want, and we're going to call this a wrap. All right, thanks for watching. Later.